Cedar Park, Texas, live. It's Timberwolves Night in America. This is the Vibe Live Network, and tonight more non-stop honking at the Cedar Park football horn. I'm the V of the T, voice of the Timberwolves, Brad Cohn. It's our lucky number 13th show of the season, 9th season of the show, 120th show overall since starting all this back in 2012. We're live from Santa Catarina Mexican Restaurant on Cypress Creek Road, a few hundred yards west of Old 183. We'll be here till 9, so come on down if you can. Plenty of seats near us. With me once again tonight, the king of Laces Out, a professor at the College of Football Knowledge, the former whiteout, a member of our 2010 district championship team and regional finalist, one of the slayers of mighty Lake Travis. When he met the Pope kissed his ring. He once started a campfire using only dental floss and water. Lifetime Timberwolves Josh Willard.
Thank you so much, Brad. And it always feels good to stick it to Lake Travis, drain the lake any chance you get, so it feels great. But excited to be here for another episode in the playoffs. That feels great.
Always a big adrenaline high for us when we get into playoff. All right, with us this evening are the captains of that amazing two-time state champion and now current defending national champion Cedar Park Cheer Squad, Kristen Kim, Janie Jung, I've been saying her name wrong all year, she just told me, and Julia Childress. We'll be chatting them up starting at about the top of the hour. This year's Booster Club sponsors Toyota, Cedar Park, HEB, Rudy's Barbecue, Monkey, Real Estate, Army, and Moving. Our touchdown sponsor, TJ Lewis Real Estate, Algers Barbecue, Wofford Bank, and Santa Catarina Mexican Restaurant, of course. Here's what's on the menu for tonight's show. Josh, with the state of the program update, we'll kick it off. Then a review of the Angleton game, then a look at other scores of interest. We'll briefly talk playoff bracket stuff, and then take our weekly trip to the wonderful world of Willard. Then at the top of the hour, we'll bring on the national champs. After the bottom of the hour, I'll give a special presentation in his own words on exactly how former head coach Chris Ross regularly wins football games. Then we'll play a fun trivia game with the girls, and in closing, a preview of our next foe, Katie Pato. Now here's Josh with our state of the program update.
Excellent. Sorry, I was
That's right.
doing some clicking over here, and there we go. It's a good one right now. The all-time record for Cedar Park football is now 209-76. The program is 43-14 in the postseason.
Yeah.
That's winning more than 3 out of every 4 playoff games. How you like them apples?
It's amazing.
They're now 111-47 on the road, all-time winning more than 2 out of 3 road games. 2 out of 3.
That's amazing.
I like those odds.
That's amazing.
Now, they have won the program's 10th second-round playoff game. That's incredible. How many years of existence? 23. Michael Jordan year. And since 2005, in games in which the Timberwolves have scored 28 points or more, the program has now gone 140-4.
That's incredible. Ooh. That's the number to look for on the scoreboard every time. They get a 28, they're 140-4.
How many of those are district wins?
Oh yeah, probably most of them.
I hope a lot against Leander.
Yeah. Girls like that one too. Okay, here's our out-of-the-gate trivia question for you, Josh. You just mentioned Angleton was the program's 10th second-round playoff win. How many times have we lost in the second round?
Yeah. Gar. I'm going to go ahead and say 3.
3 is a good guess.
That's a wild hack.
It's close twice. First time is in 2006, 31-28 to Klein Collins at the Palace.
And then
second time was
San Marcos.
18.
Oh.
21-14 to Shadow Creek in Bryan. Remember that? It was just a couple of years ago. 3 years ago.
Oh, no, Gunner. Oh, I remember that.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Gunner. Oh.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right.
So that Manville is playing Fort Bend Hightower. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, they're in the same district. Same district as Pato.
They lost to him in the regular season.
I know. There was a 3-way tie atop that district. 3 teams with 1 loss. Pato was one of them.
team twice.
Those are the other 2. I know. All right, review of the Angleton game. Cedar Park took the opening kickoff, drove 67 yards for a touchdown, and never looked back. This one looked like the good old days. The Timberwolves never trailed and were never really pressed. They achieved that vaunted, unmentionable stat 3 times at 14-0, 21-7, 28-14, and then they just pulled away from there for the 45-21 win. Very, very impressive. We caught a glimpse of the full potential of this football team. That first touchdown came on a 39-yard pass from Josh Pell to Cody Marshall. Barr's kick made it 7-0 just a minute 46 into the game. Angleton went nowhere. Cedar Park took over again. It was another nice long drive that ended in a 3-yard run by Pell. Barr's kick made it 14-0 with 4:08 left in the first. A 6-minute drive by Angleton ensued. It was their best possession of the game. They scored on a 7-yard shovel pass from a Wildcat quarterback to their regular quarterback, Adrian Ewells. Kick made it 14-7 with 11 minutes left in the half. After a couple of punts back and forth, Cedar Park then scored again on a 6-yard run by Gavin Mundell to go up 21-7 with 4:11 left in the half. But immediately afterward, our nemesis, the record long run, struck us again. Angleton's Deshaun Thomas cruised around left end and up the sideline untouched for 76 yards in the second play after the kickoff, and their kick made it 21-14. But that's the last good thing that happened for Angleton in this game. They were never in it again. Cedar Park would run off 4 consecutive scores in the next 16 minutes of game clock and clamp an iron fist on this game. The first of those 4 came on a 12-yard run by Pell with 2:11 left in the half. Barr's kick made it 28-14. A quick 3-and-out put up by the Black Rain plus a short punt gave the offense the ball back with less than a minute to go, but only 40 yards out. With 29 seconds left in the half, Pell hit Grant Nichols the 5-yard scoring strike, and at halftime, the margin was 35-14. Boy, that felt good. Both sides failed to gain much yardage in the third quarter, but Cedar Park did manage to get Raylan Barr in range to hit a 33-yard field goal at the 3:06 mark to push the score to 38-14. Early in the fourth quarter came another nice long drive, ended by Kevin Adams going in from 5 yards out. Barr's kick made it 45-14 with 10:16 left in the game. At that point, the margin was where you want for everybody to get some valuable postseason playing time, and everybody did. At the 8-minute mark, Angleton went on an honor touchdown run on a 20-yard, got an honor touchdown. Easy for you to say. On a 20-yard pass from Ewells to Malik Woods, their kick settled the final margin at 45-21. Cedar Park had complete control of this game at all times. That's an impressive achievement for a team that went 5-5 in the regular season, especially coming as it did in the second round of the playoffs. Our boys looked very, very good Friday night. I sent Coach Q a congratulatory message afterwards, and he replied back, "That's the first time we played all 4 quarters this season." And he's right. This is the kind of game that we've been expecting all season.
It felt so good just to be back in Cedar Park football. I mean, the energy on the car ride down there, we had a lot of fun jamming out, and then we get there. It was a great game. The boys started off really hot. I mean, those first 5 touchdowns, that was impressive.
Man.
It was just so exciting to see the offense click, and then the defense, they were wrapping up, making plays.
They weren't missing tackles.
The sack machine has started in the playoffs, baby. We're getting sacks right now, so it's exciting football all the way around. You can tell on the field they're excited when they make plays. When you start having success, it's all about when you get hot, and so Cedar Park is choosing the right time to get hot, going 5-5, getting into the playoffs, and so just really excited about this whole complete game that Cedar Park put together. Grant Nichols, you can go ahead and call him Baby Gronk.
Yeah.
He's a new reliable target.
A couple of 100-yard receiving games in the last 3.
And then Weapon X, Lord have mercy. Can you just calm down?
He is so really good. He is really doing something.
He is ridiculous.
He's so great with the ball in the open field after he gets the catch.
He's great. He's great out of the cut, a great route runner. He just has good feel of where he needs to be in position. And Josh Pell, I'm telling you, that dude's lethal accurate.
All right, here's a quick look at the game stats. Rushing, Kevin Adams, 13 for 60, a 4.6 average, and a 5-yard touchdown. Pell ran 11 times for 67. He's actually the leading rusher in the game as well. 2 touchdowns, 3 and 12 yards, a 6.1 average. Tyree Nicholson, tough running, 11 for 55 yards, a 5-yard average. Gavin Mundell, 7 for 32, 4.6 average, and a 6-yard touchdown. Marshall ran 3 times, but only 3 yards. Carter Roll, 1 for 6. Gavin Bernard, 1 for 10.
Hey.
So the team averaged 5.0 yards a carry. That will win football games. 233 yards on 47 carries. Pell all the passes, 16 for 31 for 267, touchdowns of 5 and 29 yards to Grant Nichols and Cody Marshall. Guyon back in the lineup, giving them all sorts of things to think about on defense. 3 catches for 47 yards, 15.7 yards a catch. Yeah. Molinaro catch for 6. Marshall 3 for 84. A 28-yard average and a 29-yard touchdown. Nichols 9 for 130. You got to be kidding me. 14.4 average, a 5-yard touchdown. He also had a 50-yard catch, a 22-yard catch, a 19-yard catch. Nichols just tearing them up. Score by quarter, Cedar Park in the first 14-0, in the second 21-14, in the third 3-0, and it was a 7-7 tie. In the fourth, first down, Cedar Park 26, Angleton 12. Total yards, Cedar Park exactly at 500. We've never done that before. Angleton at 321. Those are some pretty good numbers for a second-round playoff team that went 5-5 in the regular season.
And Angleton being a historically good team, that means they're well coached. And
they
so
were 8-2 in the regular season.
You know that they were going to do their homework coming into the game. And Cedar Park, again, they went to the state championship. Everybody in the state knows about Cedar Park from last year. And so everybody wants to give Cedar Park their best shot. And for Cedar Park to just kind of sock them in the mouth right out of the gate, I'm sure it really kind of floored them. And, I mean, when you're on the chase in the second round, I mean, every possession matters, and the Black Rain made it so difficult for them to put any drive together.
You and I talked about this off the air after the broadcast was done. We were putting stuff away in the press box. We were looking out at Cedar Park gathering, hoisting the trophy, the big gold ball, and the Angleton players standing 40 yards away looking at that, at their hands and their head and their head. And we talked about it. They were shocked. They saw Cedar Park wasn't as good as usual this year. They thought they were going to come in here and have the kind of score we saw, but with a 45 on their side. They were shocked that Cedar Park snotted them that way.
I think so did Johnson. I mean, both teams in the playoffs so far, and oh my gosh, Katie Paytow, they would have a meltdown.
I think I dated a girl named Katie Paytow one time.
Hey-o!
All right, observations while updating the school record book. Here we go. Josh Pell's 334 yards of total offense against Angleton, the 24th most by a Cedar Park player in one game, and Pell's third best mark this season. Now, remember, all you listeners, when I go through there and I see that something was the 19th best in Cedar Park history, the 22nd, and your first reaction is 19th. Well, that's not very good. But if I'm talking about a guy who's running the ball and his total is the 19th best in Cedar Park history, we've played 280-something games, and 5 or 6 guys a game run the ball. So there's over 1,000 individual rushing totals for a game. And so a guy gets the 19th best, yeah, that is a big deal. That is good, all right? Pell's career total of 3,194 yards of total offense jumps him past Stephen Schaefer and Tyler Levine for 9th in Cedar Park history.
Yeah, he's got 2 on this list against Bam Bam that are incredible.
Ooh. The 2 touchdown tosses by Pell in this game pushes total to 27, moving him past Ryder Hernandez's 2018 total for 4th most in one season ever at Cedar Park. Now with 2,594 passing yards this season, Pell's 2021 performance moves him up from 7th to 5th in this category, passing the 2013 season of Nate Grimm and the 2018 season of Ryder Hernandez. Pell's 193 passes complete this season is now the 3rd highest total for one season in Cedar Park history. The 50-yard completion from Pell to Nichols was the 28th longest pass play in Cedar Park history. We've thrown something like 10,000 passes. So 28th longest, yeah, that's a big deal.
God.
Kevin Adams is now just 75 yards short of reaching 2,000 career rushing yards.
That's awesome.
Gavin Mundell's 6-yard touchdown run in the second quarter was his first career touchdown.
Fact check that. For real?
Yeah.
He didn't score one last year?
No.
Not one?
No.
That's crazy.
He's the 97th player ever to rush for a touchdown at Cedar Park.
Oh, who's going to be the 100th?
Yeah.
We need to start betting on that.
Probably won't be till next year. The 9 catches by Grant Nichols tie for the 5th most in one game in program history. Cody Marshall's 84 receiving yards jump him up 17 slots from 34 to 17 on the list of career receiving yards. Now, a lot of guys bunched together there, I guess. Now with 724, he passes various season totals from Will Udoye, Nick Gruyon,
Wow.
Hayden Craig, Michael Darby, Jamie Knight, Chris Shedler, Chad Whitehead, tight end of the 2012 state championship team, Joseph Washington, J-Wash, Trevor Mugato, Davis Fiala, Nathan Harwell, Tyler Fars, Tristan Hervey, Brant McDonald, Carlos Woolery, Travis Smith, and Jared Bunn.
What a list.
In one game, he passed all those guys in the career.
We need to do a show
list.
with all those guys right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
We would
that'd
have
be kind
so
of fun.
much fun.
Grant Nichols moves up on that same list from 35th to 27th, passing a lot of the same guys, but not all of them. Nichols' 130 receiving yards were the 24th best in one game ever at Cedar Park. with 2 touchdowns rushing and 2 passing. Pell's 4 touchdowns in this game puts his season total at 31, tying Tyler Levine's 2016 performance for the 3rd most in one season in program history. So he'll probably break that this week and
That's
go
incredible.
alone by himself in 3rd. Deshaun Thomas' 76-yard touchdown run against us was the 10th longest run ever allowed by a Cedar Park defense. That's something that's really been the Achilles heel. That means now this team this year has given up 8 of the 18 longest runs ever on a Cedar Park defense.
We don't focus
Something
on
we
that.
got. That's
we
a
don't
yeah.
focus on that.
That's a hole that we've got to plug a thumb in that dike. All right, Cedar Park is now 43-14 all-time in playoff games. As you mentioned, they've won 7 of their last 8.
That's awesome. How blessed are we?
I know we're
fun
so
to play
spoiled.
football.
We are so spoiled. Here's how spoiled we are.
No.
So the football team's pretty darn good. State titles, 4 state championship game appearances, right? They're darn good. All these winning records. This is an
they're
amazing
fun.
winning percentage. We've been to all of them. And yet, Friday night, or Friday afternoon rather this week, when they go out on the field, they will be, of the 3 student organizations out there, cheer, band, football, they'll be the least accomplished of all of them. They're the national champs sitting across from us.
True.
The band's the 5-time state champs. I mean, our very good football team is the least accomplished.
It's the least we can
That's
do.
how spoiled we are.
It's the least we can do. Just run the table.
Let's do it. Yeah.
I love it.
All right, here's a look at District 11 5A D1 scores from last week. Of course, Cedar Park 45, Anglin 21. Looked routine. Weiss 31, Manville 41.
Whoa.
It was 27-24 Manville going into the 4th quarter. Manor 22, Peyto 58. It was 30-10 at halftime, Peyto. Georgetown 29, Fort Bend Hightower 45. It was 22-7 Hightower at the end of the 1st quarter. That one was over early. The others, not so much. So the 4-11 5A teams beat the 4-12 5A teams in every game in round 1, but only Cedar Park survived past round 2.
Lone Wolf, baby.
Lone
That's
Timberwolves.
right.
So let's look at the future playoff possibilities. With a win this Friday afternoon against Peyto and Waller, who would we face next? It would be the Dallas Cowboys. No, that would be the winner between Manville and Fort Bend Hightower, who beat Weiss and Georgetown, respectively, last week. Both teams are in District 10 5A, same as Peyto and Angleton. So if we're in that game, which would be the Region 3 Finals, it very likely could be right back in Waller again.
Oh my
We might play
gosh.
3 in a row in Waller.
We better get barbecue then at
Yeah.
least one of these trips.
We just
I
need to
gotta
get a
see
hotel room and stay there for a couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Is the
That's
pool
what-
open? Is the pool open?
God, that's what the team should do.
All right, now let's take a look at some other scores of interest from last week. Remember those 3 6A teams we played in non-district? They finished the regular season 25-5. Our non-district slate consisted of teams that finished 1-2-3 in one of the toughest 6A districts in Texas. After the second round playoff games, those teams are now 27-7. 2 of them are done. Of the 5 teams that beat us this year, only Vandy is still alive. All of these scores, of course, playoff games. 6A, Bowie 28, Smithson Valley 21. Vandegrift 38, Cibolo Steel nothing. Didn't surprise me that Vandy won, but 38-0 surprises me.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I would love to run Vandegrift back right now.
How about this one? Westlake 70, New Braunfels 7.
Goodness gracious.
Lake Travis, the Cavalier beat San Antonio East Central 56-14. In 5A, Liberty Hill 51, Bernie Champion 14, and Mabel Falls 27, Brenham 21 in double overtime.
And Rouse won, so Rouse plays Liberty Hill.
Yes, Rouse is Liberty Hill next. In 4A, Wimberley 66, Ingleside nothing. Ouch. LBJ 72. The Sand Crabs, Calhoun 42. Fredericksburg 14, Cal Allen 10. I didn't realize Cal Allen dropped to 4A.
Me
We
neither.
played them in the playoffs not too long ago. All right, our former coaches and players scores. All our exes coach in Texas. At least we think they do. Tyler Legacy 7, Cedar Hill 21. So Joe Willis finishes 6-6, and they are done. Lovejoy 28, Burleson 23. Chris Ross goes to 11-1. Next up, 8-4 Mansfield Timberview. Prosper 58, Grand Prairie 15. Brandon Schmidt's new team. They're 8-4. Next up, 8-4 El Paso Eastwood. I predict they're going to win that one too. Barbers Hill 35, A&M Consolidated 41. Carl Absek fell 6-6. He is done. I wonder if he's going to go across Houston to Waller Friday afternoon.
Oh, we should have him in the booth.
We should have him in the booth. He is. Rouse 59. You mentioned Rouse winning 59 to Floresville's 19. Josh Mann goes to 11-1. Next up, as he said, 10-2 Liberty Hill. Mount Vernon 57. Whitney 30. Brad Willard's 12-0. Next up, 9-2 Gladewater.
Pump for my brother, man. First season, undefeated right now. He's killing it. 3A Coach of the Year.
Hey, he's got to be. He's got to be.
Come on.
Another good week for our exes. They went 4-2, 5-2 if you count Michael Quintero. He's an ex-coach of ours too, and their current coach. The only two who fell are, ironically, our last two head coaches, Joe Willis and Carl Absek, two guys that won state titles for us.
I mean, just a great coaching tree that we have from Chris Ross. Everybody's doing great. They got great communities going. You still made the playoffs. Can't be mad at a second round
They'll pick it up at both of those schools.
Absolutely.
And now it's off to see the Willard, the wonderful Willard of Oz. Here we go on another fascinating voyage through the wonderful world of Willard.
It's just a great weekend in football. Had a great weekend with the Cedar Park Timberwolves taking care of business. We got to have a rendezvous with pretty much everybody at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, we saw everybody at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, I got to give
the whole town
Brian
stopped
Pell
there.
a serious chest bump right in front of the soda machine. I got mad hyped with the Pains. It was a lot of fun just, seeing Cedar Park get that complete game done and moving on to the next round. But then the next day, college football was great, and the Texas Longhorns, what the heck, man?
Well, we've talked about them before. They don't exist anymore.
6 straight losses.
Yeah.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts so good.
It is like the first time since the John Quincy Adams administration.
Yeah, so you hate to see it, but Sark is really going through it right now, and it's really hard when he doesn't have Bijan Robinson in the lineup. I mean, that was just a terrible exit. But there was something that was really cool about Bijan. His stats, though, before he got hurt in the Kansas game, 10 games he accumulated 1,127 yards on 195 carries of 5.8.
With nobody blocking for him. That's pretty impressive.
5.8 yards per carry, 11 touchdowns. He also racked up 295 receiving yards on 26 receptions, 11.3 yards per carry. But Bijan has been hitting the therapy well because his NIL earnings. Have you heard about that?
No.
He has eclipsed $1 million.
Oh my God!
What are you talking about? That's insane!
Oh my God!
$1 million in NIL earnings.
Call him up and have him take me out to
I
dinner.
would stay in college. I mean, he's only a sophomore, and there's been a lot of talk that Bijan's going to sit out because of this Texas team that's on the rebuild. But he's
transfer.
No, he's going to.
Okay, Craig says he announced today he's coming back.
He announced that he's coming back.
Good deal.
Very excited about that. And then finally, my stupid is as stupid does. It is an interview with Coach Sark.
Oh, no.
I mean, I love him to death, and I'm just queuing up my music, really. I'm going to read the back and forth. It's from Craig Way. Had a good sit down, and, I mean, Sark, it's just it's a rebuild process right now, and it's scary. But Sark on improving the message to his players. The goal is to get as many of the 115 that I can, and that of the ones I don't reach, that their teammates can reach them. Holding their teammates accountable for their words and actions is where we'll take the next leap. I mean, it's not good right now. It's not good at his program right now, and it seems like he's going to have to clean house.
You know what else I saw him say or heard him say, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this in a presser, maybe the same one. He said that, there's about 65 scholarships in a major football program, and any given year, maybe you got 15, 18 to give away. He said next year we're going to have about 40 scholarships open. That means he's running them off. He's finding the guys with no heart saying, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get new guys in. I love it.
Absolutely. And then Sark says the quarterback position will be open competition next season for both returning players and any newcomers, high school signees, or imports through the transfer portal.
Better warm up my arm.
Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, it's insane. Like it is an open tryout, and I mean Quinn Ewers, that quarterback from South Lake Carroll that went to Ohio State.
Ryder Hernandez want to transfer from Texas State?
Oh, come on, please. Ryder in the Storm? That would be amazing. Right now, Texas football, it's just embarrassing.
It is.
Are you stupid or something? Almost as stupid as stupid does.
All right. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, our guests, the national champion Cedar Park Cheer Captains. Stick around. You're listening to Timberwolf Night in America live from Santa Catarina right here on the Vibe Live Network.
At WaFd Bank, formerly Washington Federal, working together isn't new for us. We've been awarded America's Best Big Bank by Newsweek. From digital options, touchless transactions, and increased nonprofit contributions to help our neighbors, we're here for you. Our bankers approved more than 9,000 PPP loans to keep small businesses going during the pandemic. WaFd Bank is a local bank and portfolio lender with more than 200 branches in 8 states to serve you. 24/7 online and mobile banking with mobile check deposits, over 32,000 ATMs, free checking. WaFd Bank, your local bank for personal and business banking at wafdbank.com or 800-324-9375.
A premier real estate brokerage in Central Texas, Mungia Real Estate's innovative buy-sell process results in their listings selling faster than the Austin average. Their attention to clients sets Mungia apart from other brokerages with creative marketing strategies, savvy negotiation skills, and a commitment to hard work and excellent customer service. Whether it's residential, single-family, multifamily, condos, commercial, or vacant land, Mungia Real Estate knows the Austin market and connects buyers with sellers every day. And they do it with professionalism. Mungia Real Estate at 512-922-4267 or mungiarealestate.com. That's MUNGIA.
Experience the difference at Toyota of Cedar Park, one of the Austin area's newest automobile dealerships. Their new vehicle department will always stock the newest Toyota models you need. The pre-owned vehicles they choose must each pass a rigorous inspection and be in tip-top shape before they make it to their lot or website for you to see. And if you're looking for budget-friendly Toyota certified used vehicles, they've got you covered. And you can rest easy knowing that the best new cars make the best used cars. That's Toyota of Cedar Park at toyotaofcedarpark.com.
You know the Alzer family. They've been involved in Cedar Park sports for years, just as Alzer's Barbecue has been involved in Cedar Park cuisine for years. It's one-of-a-kind, authentic Texas barbecue. Brisket, turkey, chicken, lamb, terrific sides and sauces. It's sheer succulence. That's Alzer's Barbecue, next to the Shell Station on 1431, just east of Lakeline. Open Friday through Sunday, every weekend.
Santa Catarina on Cypress Creek Road, right here in Cedar Park. I am Brad Cohn, joined by Josh Willard. Rosie Beggar, QA tonight here on the Vibe Live Network. Another trivia question for you, Josh. So, now we're into the third round once again. How many times has a program made it this far, and what is our record in third round games?
Oh my gosh. Third round games.
Third round.
We lost to Manor in the third round. Did we lose to Manville in the third round?
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay.
So how many times have we got this far, and then what's our record?
We have gotten this far 4 times for sure, 5 times, 6 times. What up? 7 times.
Okay, what's
our 7th trip?
And what's our record?
Whew. Oh, that's a lot of math. I'm seeing the I'm seeing the Matrix right now. I'm just like, I'm combusting. So we have lost 2 of those.
Okay.
So right now we're 6. Oh, whoa.
5 and 2.
4 and 2 with this one coming up.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I said how many times have we made it? Yeah, that's right. That's right. We'll count.
That's
this
what I'm
one.
saying. You made me do a lot of thinking.
Yeah, 12 times counting this year. We're better than you realize. The record in the previous 11 is 7 and 4. Losses are in 2013 to Calhoun, Manville in 16, Manville again in 17, Manor in 19. In fact, 2020's state finals run was the first time we'd gotten past the third round in 5 years since our previous state finals run in 15.
Wow. Feels good to be back.
It does. All right, it's our programming announcement. Remember, we'll do this show every week. There's a football game plus the Tuesday following our final game, whenever that may be. So at this point, 12 games into the season, counting tonight, we'll have at least 2 more shows, and at most 5 more if we make it all the way to the state championship game. And, of course, not wanting to be any sort of distraction to the team during this time, we've stopped inviting players and coaches on as guests. We are featuring other guests, though, such as the trainers a couple of weeks ago, state champion and current number 1 ranked women's basketball team last week. Tonight, the national champion cheer squad, or at least their captains. If the football team wins Friday night, we'll have at least 1 more show after that, and the guests that night have yet to be determined. They might just be the volleyball team if we keep winning football playoff games. So, and now, our special guests tonight, the 2-time state champions and current national champion Cedar Park Cheer Squad captains Christine Kim, Julia Childress, and Janie Jung. Boy, I have to stop and pause, Janie, to get the name right for you. Girls, how you doing? We'll start with Janie first, and we got plenty of time because, like I said to you guys before I start, sometimes we'll have 9 wide receivers here. It's kind of like name, rank, and serial number. Thank you. Say hi to your mom. Thank you. So we have plenty of time to talk it over. So, Jenny, a cheer captain. What is the road to a cheer captain from your first year as a freshman on the cheer squad, and how do you climb that rung?
I'd say for cheer, a lot of the experience that you get is just from watching like the past cheerleaders and learning off of them. And then it's just like being a leader. Those things, you learn a lot about it in cheer because we're all natural leaders, everyone in cheer. And just always working on your skills, never losing them. So, yeah.
When was the first time you said, I think I want to do that? Mom, sign me up for something.
It was actually Julia. Yeah, in 4th grade when I first moved here, she brought me into it. So now I'm stuck with it.
Stuck with it? Man, you're the national champ.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah. What's your favorite aspect of being a cheerleader at Cedar Park?
Favorite aspect? Well, at Cedar Park, just because the school is so great, it just makes it so much more fun. And football, But honestly, I'd say the team. We have a lot of talent. Just in Cedar Park in general, for the past few years, we've always had a lot of talent in cheer. So, yeah.
Well, no kidding. Winning state twice and the nationals once.
Yeah.
Talk about the moment you won the first state title a couple of years ago now.
I actually was not at Cedar Park yet, at the high school yet when they won.
Well, what class are you?
Of 22.
22.
Yes.
So
we were in 8th
senior?
Yeah, we were in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm. Seniors.
I could talk about nationals though.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's do that.
Yeah, no, winning nationals was I just felt so relieved, honestly, because we worked so hard for that last year.
What was that?
It was a virtual competition.
Oh,
how cool.
Oh, that's right.
So with COVID,
it's so cool
yeah.
that they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so how long do you work on that? Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, no, you're fine. Oh, all right. But yeah, it was just a lot of work, and like with COVID last year, our season got even longer, so it was just practicing like every day.
So like that nationals routine, when did y'all start implementing that? How long did y'all work on that?
With COVID last year, I'd say August. Yeah, August or February.
And when were nationals?
Nationals was in February.
Oh, that gives you plenty of time to work out the kinks.
A lot of time.
So who dreamed up the routine?
Well, we have a choreographer. It's Coach Maddox, and she usually comes over, and then a lot of us, if we have ideas on the team, we just let her know, and we all implement our own
Coach
routines.
Morgan?
Yes.
Oh, see, she's in my graduating class. She is a gym. She has 2 beautiful daughters.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, our daughters are BFFs. So, yeah, Morgan and Tyler are awesome, and Morgan is definitely involved now at Cedar Park, which is awesome.
I had no sons. I had 3 daughters, and the middle one was a cheerleader at Cedar Park. Class of 03, 18 years ago.
Nice.
In fact, something came up she was going to bring her daughter, Logan, who's 7, up here to meet you all because she's a cheer, the little cheerleader thing, and wants to be a cheerleader and all that. So she wanted to come up here and meet. They couldn't do it, unfortunately. So I know that it's something that a lot of people who maybe don't have kids who are in cheer or best friends or anything like that this is really an athletic sport, and it takes a lot of muscle strength, a lot of concentration. Just like any of the sports you play with a ball, there's a lot of hard work. And talk about some of your routines for, day in, day out that you've got to do.
Yeah, of course. Well, the first thing I would bring up is not a lot of people get to see our athletic sides because we're usually on the sidelines cheering on the other teams, and we really enjoy doing that. But a lot of our work goes into these routines, and it's just like a 2-minute and 30-second routine, and it has a cheer, a sideline, a band dance, and a routine to our fight song. And yeah, we just rep it a lot. We've been going outside and conditioning. We're gonna be in weight room soon.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been training a lot, and it's just a lot of stamina as well, like
Dude.
screaming at the same time with the routine.
You do plenty of athleticism on the sidelines. If anybody says a back handspring or a backflip isn't athletic, you go try it. Go try it.
Every time I introduce them, they line up. There's 40 of them or whatever.
Yeah.
And every time I say a name, there's a standing backflip, and I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, just that itself. More
I have
athletic than I
a
ever was.
gnarly broken arm picture to show you from a backflip that I did.
Oh boy!
Oh, took me out of my junior year of high school.
Remind us of that when it's over and we're breaking down. We'll show you this picture.
No, it was like someone with their hands.
But we ought to get a bowl out here for them to vomit in when they look at that picture.
Now the training staff, when they were here, they loved the picture.
Yeah, because they're ready to treat it.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in here. Anesthesia.
Make my arm hurt.
So, Janie, what is your favorite moment of all the moments you've had as a Cedar Park cheerleader?
Moment, I would say, honestly, winning nationals.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing ever.
Did you get a ring for that?
Yes, we
God,
did.
That's cool.
I don't have it on with me today,
That's cool.
but
It's okay.
yeah.
That's
good.
The basketball team gave me a ring for the state title last year, and I forgot to wear it when they were on last week. I felt like a fool. Oh, man. So, Janie, what's your favorite class in school right now?
My favorite class, I would have to say, calculus.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So that means you're pretty good at it, I guess.
I struggle, but I find joy in math, so.
So, yeah, if you struggle, what does make that your favorite?
I just am a very logical person, so it just comes more naturally to me, even though I'm kind of struggling right now. But
I get
challenge.
I get that.
It makes it fun for you.
My wife was the same way. She's a math head. She just loves the logic of it and the orderedness of it.
Me or my wife or not.
And the fact that there is a definite answer that can't be changed by anybody because of their opinion.
Yes, exactly.
That's part of what she liked about math. So what is your least favorite course?
My least favorite, I'd have to say statistics. I know it's still math, but
oh my gosh,
you're gonna have to explain that.
You're doing both.
Okay, statistics just has a lot of writing for no reason, so that's why.
It gets away from math, but to do writing, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you don't like. Oh boy. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad, my dog.
Your dog?
Yeah, my dog.
That's Timberwolf Night in America first.
And to the whole cheer team, and the football team.
What do you plan on doing after high school?
Haven't really decided on a college, maybe A&M, but I got into engineering, so that's probably what I'm gonna be doing. Maybe cheer. Depends what school
Engineering
I go to.
and cheer.
Yeah,
They won't let you do it at A&M. They got dudes.
They got dudes, yeah. Yeah, get your haircut, buzz cut, wearing a white institutionalized
all right.
asylum uniform they wear.
I'm pretty jealous.
Right, that's what it is. All right, Janie Jung. And I got it right 3 times in a row now. Oh, boy. All right, thanks. Pass the mic now to Julia. Julia Childress, our next cheerleader. Julia, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming tonight. So, what's your path to being a cheerleader? She followed you, so how did you get in?
So I actually grew up as a competitive gymnast for 10 years, so I did that all the way through 9th grade, and one day we were in gym class in 4th grade, and I told Janie that she should come to the gym and try it out, so that's how she got into it, and now she has even more skills than me, so, but yeah, and then when I got into middle school, I joined the middle school cheer team, and I did both for a little bit, but now I only do cheer. I stopped gymnastics here my freshman year, but yeah, that's how I kind of got into that.
So, what skills did you get when you were young that made you want to be cheer? What kind of stuff could you do? What would you impress me with?
I don't know. When I was doing gymnastics, beam was always my favorite event.
Oh gosh.
So a lot of the skills on that, like back handsprings, back walkovers.
Man.
It doesn't look as hard when you're up there.
I wouldn't be up there long. I'd be falling off.
It's only 4 inches wide, so it's a little bit smaller than it seems.
Your life only depends on it.
No nets either. Right?
Nope.
Fall on a hard
Yeah,
pad
if you
or
fall,
something
you're
like
pretty
that.
much done.
Oh man. So talk a little bit about your leader, your mentor, Natara King. What does she mean to your program?
Yeah, King is definitely like a huge part of our program. She's been the coach of the team for so many years now, so it's like it'd be weird to see anybody else in that role just because she's been there for so long, but she's kind of like a second mom to us too, because we'll go into her room whenever we need anything, and then also it's just she'll lead the team at practice, kind of help us plan things, and we work with her just to make the routines, get through the games, and just keep everything together. So yeah, she's super important.
Yeah, are there certain sports that are easier to cheer than others, and some that are harder to cheer?
For sure. Our favorite sport to cheer at is definitely football, just because we have the most space on the field, and we're able to like do more of our skills because we're on the turf.
The ground is padded. That's what I was thinking.
I know, and the student section is definitely like the most involved, so that's our favorite. Volleyball and basketball, we have a little bit of a smaller space. We're not able to do as many of our skills on the wood, but we still really love going and supporting the team no matter what it is. Especially the girls' basketball team. We love them.
Man. I'm bringing my daughter to every game.
We can't wait to hopefully cheer them on to another state title. That'd be amazing. So
you all were there in the Alamo Dome when they won it last year, weren't you?
So last year only the seniors got to go. So I know we were really sad, and we had cheer trials too, so we didn't get to go.
I didn't realize that.
I know. So hopefully we'll be able to make it back there again this year, and we can go cheer them on. We'll love that.
Oh yeah, that team is just kicking people in the can right
now.
They're
amazing.
So of the cheerleading team, who is the best dancer?
I would have to say Janie.
Really?
Yeah, Janie, or we have another girl, Margot.
Okay.
She's good too.
Hit the nay.
What's Margot's last name?
Reeve.
Okay.
Or shout out Bella Rivera too. She used to be a dancer. She has a lot of experience.
Now, what are you planning on doing when you get? You're a senior too, I guess, right? All captains have got to be seniors.
Yes, we're all
right?
seniors.
So, what are you planning on doing when it's done at Cedar Park?
I'm planning on majoring in engineering as well. It probably biomedical, but I'm also looking into chemical. So, yeah, Janie and I may end up at A&M together.
Wow.
We'll see about doing engineering. So that's the plan right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much against type for cheerleaders, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Things like engineering. My daughter that I told you about is in the class of 03 as a cheerleader. She went to UT as an aerospace engineer. She wanted to be an airline pilot.
Yeah.
Learn about airplanes.
That's amazing. Yeah, there's definitely a stereotype sometimes that like cheerleaders are dumb or cheerleaders don't try in school or they're not smart. But like, yeah, all three of us definitely put a lot of effort into school. Like we take a lot of AP classes and yeah. And especially like cheer is more than just like, it's definitely a lot, like very athletic too, and you have to be very structured. So that definitely helps us keep track on school.
And I would wager that any quote-unquote dome cheerleader is never going to win a state or national championship.
No.
I mean, that requires so much mental effort and coordination and organization that, you got to be a pretty sharp cheerleader to have that kind of extreme success.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite moment, in your time at Cedar Park as a cheerleader?
I would have to say our sophomore year, we got to go to Orlando, Florida for nationals there. We were able to go in person that year, and we never been to that competition before, so it was new for us, and they have like multiple rounds that you make it past, and it was our first time going there, and you're competing against the top teams from all over the country, not just Texas. A lot of competition we'd never seen before, so we really had no idea how we were going to do, but we ended up making it all the way to the finals. So we had 3 rounds of competition, and one day to get to the finals. We made it through all 3, and we'd never been there before, so we had no idea what to expect. So that was just like the best moment, the excitement, like moving on to each round with the team, and we just kept pushing the whole day, and we were able to make it to finals and play 8th in the nation that year. So
that's incredible.
That is amazing. And the big question there is, what part of Disney World did you enjoy the most?
Ooh.
Okay, I did like the Avatar ride, but we waited in line like 3 hours.
Oh,
yeah,
there's no fast pass.
At what park is that ride?
That's in the Animal Kingdom.
The Animal Kingdom.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was fun, but was it worth the wait? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was worth the wait.
The wait can be severe.
It really
at
can
Disney
be.
World.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I always like going there. Okay, so Julia, let's see. Oh, I had something in my brain a second ago I was going to ask you. Well, I might get back to it. Let's
right.
go ahead and give it to Christine.
Thank
Christine
you.
Kim is our other. Okay, yeah, let's do shout-outs. Shout-outs.
Shout out to my twin sister Sarah. She just won state with band, so shout out to all of bands.
What does she play?
She plays the bassoon, but she marches with she marches with the bass clarinet and sometimes another instrument that I can't remember the name. It's a really big one sticking out the back. So it's a really huge one that you can see all the way from the back of the field.
Okay.
No, it's like
sousaphone, tuba, sousaphone, sousaphone.
Yeah, sousaphone. That sounds right to me. And then my mom, my dad, and then the entire cheer team. Love y'all.
I played the radio in high school.
I was in percussion. I played the piano, so I'm really good at a marimba and xylophone.
All right, Christine Kim is our third and final captain, and Christine, my first question to you is, what are the duties of a cheer captain? What is it special that you all have to do that the others don't have to do?
You know, it's just overall being a leader. We have a very new team because we had 19 seniors leave last year, and so basically our cheer team consists of 31 people, and a majority of them are sophomores, and they're very new to this, and they don't have a lot of experience because they came last year from a year of COVID, and they didn't have a chance to cheer at football games.
Yeah.
So we really had to lead by example and show them this is how we do things, and also with UIL. They're all very new to it because, like I said, 19 seniors consisted our entire UIL team. They all left, so it was just us left, and we had to teach them everything. But no, the sophomores, they're awesome. Just the juniors and sophomores, they're all great. They have really taken in our instruction, and they really listened well to us. So it's awesome to see them grow and develop.
You ever watch the show Modern Family?
I have heard of it, but
but you haven't seen it?
I have not watched it.
Either you guys watch Modern Family?
Great show.
I was going to ask him about the dad, Phil, who was a male cheerleader in college, and see what they thought about that character. But if you haven't seen the show, you haven't seen the show.
Yeah, sorry.
Goes over there.
There's some homework.
All right, so Christine, we found out who the best dancer is in the cheer squad. Who's the best singer?
I don't really think I've heard a lot of people sing on our team.
Y'all don't sing? Do y'all sing "Friends in Low Places" still?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Oh, that was by our girls, 2011.
Tradition.
Oh yeah.
Long time tradition.
At what point do you render that song?
So on the bus ride there, every time we see the stadium from our bus, that's when we start singing.
Oh, that's neat.
So yeah, it's been a tradition for I don't even know how long, ever since we got here.
At least since he's here.
Well, and also when the cheerleaders were doing that, we had Gunner, when he was in elementary
school. He was about that big.
He would get on the bus and lead us and down by the river.
Oh.
It was so cute. I love that little Gunner.
Oh man, what is your favorite sport to cheer for?
Definitely football season because interactions with our student section, our student section leaders, and just our school spirit is just unmatched. We have the best school spirit out of any of the schools that I've ever seen.
That's great.
They all love watching.
Maybe
and they all
partly due to you all.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah. I love our student section, watching the football games and watching our boys play and move on to the next rounds.
She mentioned also Julia also mentioned interaction with the student section of the game. Talk about that a little bit. What do you mean? What kind of interactions? Give us some examples.
Well, whenever we lead cheers, we have really interactive ones. Where Are You From is a really popular one. Cedar Park Timberwolves #1. That one's also a good one. And
T-Wolf Rumble.
Yep, T-Wolf Rumble.
That's
and then everyone wants to be a T-Wolf, And then during halftime, at the very end, we have Drumline come in, and it's so hype, it's awesome. And our student section, we can see them up there at the Gupton, and they're all dancing around, and it's just a great environment to be around, honestly.
And you talked about the leaners. Tell us about that.
Our student section leaders, yeah, shout out to all of them. They're amazing. They show up to most of the games from our regular season, and Waller's kind of far, so we haven't, but we still have supporters come and show up, and they're just great. They always try to support, and it's just team spirit.
Yeah.
They're great.
What time does the cheerleading day start? What time do y'all have to? Is there a morning practice or a time that y'all have to be there by?
We have our cheer classes are 4th period and 8th period, so it starts around 2:30 to 4, and then we now have half days on Wednesdays. But we don't get our half days because we have UIL practice. So
Usually, like, we don't have morning practice. We definitely do have after-school practices on Wednesdays, but
Some days it's from 2:30 until nighttime.
Yeah.
Because of games and stuff.
Right. Definitely Friday nights. Knock the wind out of me. I'm gone on Saturday. Sleeping the entire day.
Yep.
So, if you had to describe the best attribute of the girls that you all lead, the thing that you appreciate the most from them, that they do what would that be?
They just work really hard because, like I said before, the 19 seniors, they were like very good. Like most of them had won state title championships. So like they came up as like little freshmen, like watching like all the seniors and the juniors like grow up and like win things, and like they like just honestly like really work hard, and like we're really bonded, and like that was one of our goals for the beginning of the year, to like bond our team, because obviously a bunch of new girls are coming up, so we need to get the team together. But we bonded really fast, and they're all so sweet. They worked super hard, and overall just teamwork is awesome, and we're really well bonded. So
are any of you flyers? No,
occasionally on senior night we did fly, but not normally. We all base together. Yeah, we're all a stunt group.
You're the throwers of the flyers,
yes,
right? Yeah,
we're underneath them, so it's awesome.
Brad asked him, who teaches the tricks?
We don't really get taught the tricks. We teach them sometimes, but we go to a camp at the beginning of, usually at the beginning or end of summer. This year we had to go at the end of the summer because of COVID stuff. So, but we go to UCA camp, and the staff there basically teaches us everything that we need to know, and it's honestly the first thing that we do as a team together, so it really bonded us, and we spend 3 whole days just screaming our faces off at this 3-day camp with a bunch of other cheerleaders, and it's super fun, but your voice is definitely gone after those 3 days. I came home and my mom was like, you don't sound normal. And I'm like, I know, Mom.
Drink some honey.
Yeah, really. She was making me some tea like every single day for a week. It was awesome.
You talked about the aspect of your charges, the girls that you lead, that you like the most or appreciate the most being their work ethic. What do they need to work on the most?
You know, with being like super bonded, we're like very talkative. So something that we can work on is like talking a little less so we can get more done. But it's
okay.
But you know, but like you know, like that's just one of the main things. Like we just want the best for them, and you know, they're really sweet and they work really hard. So I appreciate them.
Oh yeah, Craig wants to ask a question.
When you guys are in the center of the field, you're all together in the cheer. All I hear is Timberwolves in the house. What are you saying?
So he's asking, when he sees them in the chair, all he hears is Timberwolves in the house. What are they doing there in that?
So that's also a long-time tradition that we have. It's called Chicky Chicky Check, and we do it before every single game, and we have it written on our locker room walls too. So it's great. I'll just say it since you're wondering. It's Chicky Chicky Check, get your spirit in effect, represent T-Wolves in the house, say what? That's what you hear.
T-Wolves in the house, That's the part we hear.
He knows.
That's what, dude, that got me hyped every time. I'm like, yeah. Folks that always just said the last, kind of like the school song. The only words I know are, forever, I don't know the rest of it at all. It's the only one I hear.
For the dreams we share.
Yeah.
For the dreams we share.
Yeah, actually, a funny story. I was standing after the Angleton game. I was standing up front with, doing the little, alma mater, and Josh Pell is, a couple, boys next to me, and he's like, guys, we need to sing it. We memorized this earlier today. and they start mumbling it and stuff, and I'm like, are you guys sure you guys memorized it? And he's like, Josh is like, yeah, we definitely did. And I was like, okay,
I love that from the senior captain. I love that from Pell.
Yeah, he was yelling at everyone to yell it. And I was like, come on, guys, let's go. I don't even know the lyrics, but, he was telling all of them. So it was funny.
I was at the very first Booster Club meeting before the schools even finished being built.
Oh, wow.
The first principal called it. It was held at the library of the middle school because there's no other facility.
Oh, wow.
And at that, one of the task was they were wanting to choose colors and a name and all that. And so I was kind of there when they decided those things. It's going to be Timberwolves, it's going to be green and... Actually, you know what our names... Our colors, rather, are not green and black. They're officially forest green and charcoal.
Very
It's
specific.
a shade this side of black. Yeah.
Very specific.
Forest green and charcoal are our real colors.
He's a specific.
And they also said, read a hand sign. And at that meeting, I invented this.
Oh, wow.
We've all been doing it for 23 years.
He's the T, the voice of the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Texas class of '83, and I'm thinking, yeah, there we go.
Whoa, that's.
Make a snout.
Is it supposed to be in the middle or the end?
It's supposed to be in the middle. It's the snout, It's the snout and the ears of
The
a
confusion
wolf
around
head.
this sign.
Yeah.
That is groundbreaking right now. I'm gonna text my group chat, right? Like my boys from 11. I've done that.
Yeah, that's more like a chihuahua. We want to do a wolf.
Oh, so we
Yeah.
gotta teach everyone to go in the middle.
Oh my gosh, that is that's revolutionary.
All right, Christine, any shout-outs?
Shout out to our cheer team, obviously. Shout out to my twin sister. We're both twins.
Oh my God!
She's on the dance team. She's actually captain of the celebrities dance team.
It's amazing.
So
It's amazing.
they work really hard. Shout out to celebrities. Shout out
yeah.
to all the sports organizations, like Cedar Park as a whole. Like all the
everybody at Cedar
everyone
Park.
just works so hard. So just. The culture at Cedar Park is different. And, shout out my family, obviously. And then shout out Janie and Julia. We've come up from freshman year all together in the same stunt group for 4 years now.
That's cool.
So, shout out to them. And,
Yeah, that's important. I mean, you gotta have chemistry, give and take, little, phrases like "I don't got it" or something like that.
You're on your own. We have the girls in the air. We're still talking. Yeah, we're like yelling at each other. We're like, girl, get yeah, we're like to the right.
Poor Janie doesn't have a twin, but anyway. All right. We're going to take another short break, and when we return, more nonstop honking in the Cedar Park Horn right here from Santa Catarina on Timberwolf Night in America. This is the Vipe Live Network.
In Central Texas, Mungia Real Estate's innovative buy-sell process results in their listings selling faster than the Austin average. Their attention to clients sets Mungia apart from other brokerages with creative marketing strategies, savvy negotiation skills, and a commitment to hard work and excellent customer service. Whether it's residential, single-family, multifamily, condos, commercial, or vacant land, Mungia Real Estate knows the Austin market and connects buyers with sellers every day. And they do it with professionalism. Mungia Real Estate at 512-922-4267 or mungiarealestate.com. That's MUNGIA.
Army Ant Moving calls Cedar Park home. For movers that residents and businesses can rely on, for outstanding moving expertise and trustworthy estimates, Army Ant Moving stands above the rest. Their reputation speaks for itself. They've received the Angie's List Superior Service Award for the last 2 years. Their movers are highly trained and experienced. So whether you need to move your household to a new home across town or an entire corporate office to a new location, your valuables are in knowledgeable and reliable hands with Army Ant Moving Company. Check them out at armyantmoving.com.
In the battle for barbecue supremacy, warriors pit prime meats, secret sauces, and recipes against one another. Yet one champion stands alone. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, in the modern-day vernacular, where bad means good. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue has the worst barbecue in Texas.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vipe can help. Launched in 2017, our Vipe U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vipe U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vipe's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vipe U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vipemedia.com to find out.
All right, welcome back. Episode 13 of Timberwolf Night in America for 2021, live from Santa Catarina. I'm Brad Cohn. He's Josh Willard. Rosie Big is our QA tonight here on the Vipe Network. Thanks for listening in, Rosie. Bringing you all the stuff from right here in the heart of the 613. We've been talking with our guests, the captains of the national champions, Cedar Park Cheer Squad. Can't say, have I mentioned that they're the national champions?
It doesn't get old.
All right, each Tuesday night we throw Josh 3 questions that the National Education Agency says high school seniors should know. We got some high school seniors here. They should know these.
I'm a seasoned vet at these questions now.
Now, he's done pretty well this season. He nailed them all last time out. On the season, he is 15 for 21, so he is 6 worse than a high school senior should be.
Wait, what?
Fair warning now, this is actual information, not pop culture tripe that just chews up space in your brain. First one. Who wrote the Japanese Constitution?
What? Oh my gosh.
This is stuff that the NEA says should be taught our high school seniors in America.
I don't even have a guess in the realm. I'm not even in the ballpark.
I'm going to ask Craig, you know who wrote the Japanese Constitution? It was an American at the end. But do you know who it was?
He wouldn't have even been at the right stadium.
It was. He's got it. Of course, this is a former high school teacher, of course. He paid attention.
I used my phone a friend.
Yeah, the American commander of post-World War II occupation forces, General Douglas MacArthur, is considered by those who analyze such things to be the most effective constitution in the world, better even than our own. To this day, there are Japanese men and parks and streets named after Douglas MacArthur, whom the Japanese considered to be almost a god because nobody could be so humane as a conquering, entity. All right. Who was the first Republican president in American history?
Oh, God.
Who was the first Republican president in American history?
Okay.
Yeah, the Whigs kind of changed into the Republicans at one point.
So the first Republican.
First Republican.
The Republican.
It's listed as a Republican.
Remember, it's the Republican, not the Whig.
He spent most of his early political life as a Whig, but was president as a Republican. For 25 years he wore a wig.
It was... All right, give me a number.
No, because you'll know.
Don't give me that.
Okay, I'll give you a number, 312.
No, Gar. Okay, it's going to be... It's not as early as John Adams, or we post... I don't know, guys. That's
Time's up. Give me a name. Julius offering Andrew Jackson.
No.
Not going to take that one? Okay, give me a name.
God. We'll go next to number 3 at Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
I just need an answer, dude. I'm giving you an answer.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, God. Okay.
You're going to get
it.
Say you should have done it.
It's the double earphones. I can't hear.
All right. All right, what's the last question? What's the freezing point of water in both Fahrenheit and Celsius?
We answered this last week.
We did boiling point.
So you told me the reverse. It's 0 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
You are absolutely right. So he got...
Thank you.
He got 1 out of 3.
Thank you.
Actually, he's done so well this year. That's the worst he's done, only getting 1 out of 3. So he's at 16 of 24 on the season.
I'll take that to the bank.
Oh, yeah? Brad has one. If water is under 18 pounds of pressure, what is the boiling point?
Well, let's see. You take the 18 and
divide by square root of 6,
and if you
that's a science question.
I'm just kidding. I know. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm giving him his flower. He wants the joke to continue. All right. I'm doing a bit.
Yeah, Brad doesn't really have any idea. He's just asking because he needed Josh to tell him.
Okay.
All right, remember, the NEA says all American high school seniors should know all of these facts. You knew Lincoln, didn't know Douglas MacArthur. You knew the water stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, upcoming Cedar Park men's basketball team they play tonight at Westwood. Their next home game is next Monday night against Lockhart, since I'll be on the arena mic at the Timber Dome on Tuesday night. I'll also be there for them on Monday night. The defending state champion women's team, our guests here last week, just absolutely kicking aspirations all over Texas. They're currently 12-0, ranked number 1 in every poll. There are 4 of them, and they're number 1 in all of them. And I want to take a little time here to point out some superlatives from this team. This past weekend, they captured the prestigious Texas McDonald's Invitational. It's been around for 17 years. It's recognized as the Road to State. It's loaded with very high-caliber competition. Sunday, Coach Donnie Ott was informed that our program broke at least 5 tournament records. He wanted me to tell Cedar Park fans listening out there that, quote, our ladies represented the Cedar Park Community School and parents with the utmost class and gained fans at each game and venue at which they played. Your Lady Timberwolves played a beautiful game of team basketball and battled relentlessly. A lot of the records had to do with free throws. G. Mall had an amazing weekend on free throws. She shot something like 90%. They fouled her a lot because they couldn't keep her from scoring, so she was at the line all the time. So it was really a good tournament for them. Here are some other quotes from Coach Ott. Great contributions from all players, especially our role players 4 through 9. They all played extremely well throughout the tournament. Great team effort, and I'm beyond proud of these young ladies and how they represent Cedar Park High School and Leander ISD. Shelby Hayes, she sat right where Julie is last week. Shelby Hayes has now surpassed 1,000 points and 500 rebounds, and she'll be honored at our November 30th home game versus Waco University. I'll be there to announce that one. You guys will be there too, I'm sure. Yeah, he's bringing his daughter there. G has surpassed 1,000 points as well and is nearing 500 rebounds. She's just a junior. At this rate, it'll be the middle of January when she does that. They're 12-0 in the year, ranked number 1 in the state, and are averaging 63 points per game and giving up 42 points a game. That's an average 21-point margin every game. They've won 2 very prestigious events, the Beautiful Tournament at Bowie and this Texas McDonald's Invitational last weekend. He says, I'm just beyond proud as this is just an unreal stretch of basketball these young ladies have been playing. This historic, remarkable run is now stretched to 37 straight wins, including playoffs, and dating back to their last loss, November 13th. That's over a calendar year ago. To 6A's number 2 at the time, Cibolo Steel by 2 points. It's not often that people get to be a part of something like this or witness such an incredible stretch of team basketball. So that's pretty darn cool.
No, it's something that you got to go check out, and I mean it's good.
He's going to.
Yeah, it's good team basketball. I mean, we had them here last week interviewing them. They have great personalities. I mean, it's a good team unit. They've got a lot of great memories, especially with that state championship. Just hearing all their stories, where they were at on the court. So definitely make it a plan to go check one of their home games out.
And if you go on Tuesday night, Waco University, you'll see these 3 cheerleaders. You'll see me behind the mic, and you'll see Josh there with Dakota in the stands. He's bringing her to watch the game. All right. Back several years ago, I was contracted to write articles for the Booster Club website during football season. This next item was the genesis of one of those. Are you coaching at any youth football level right now out there listening? Do you want to know the secret of how to win football games as a coach? Listen closely. This item was written during the week following the 2-0 start to the 2006 season with an opening win over Harker Heights 27-7 and Hayes 28-10. The local press consensus had been that both teams were going to beat Cedar Park. So here's what I wrote. Last night I talked to head coach Chris Ross to get a few quotes for a short article I was working on. The conversation morphed into a lecture, really, and I listened very intently. With the help of the trusty digital recorder I brought, I can assert that I've relayed his marks here verbatim. I asked a question along the lines of, how are we beating teams that are bigger and stronger and faster than us? And he said, and better, don't forget better. No slight on any of our guys, but top to bottom, those 2 teams we beat have some outstanding players, more players who will go on to play college football than we've got, certainly. And both of those guys, and he's talking here about headmen Ross Rogers of Heights and Bob Shelton at Hayes, are both already enshrined in the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame, and they've been head coaches since before I even started playing high school ball myself. Harker Heights has 2 wideouts already signed with D1 teams. Trice is going to A&M, and Jameson's headed for Purdue. And then I said, and yet those 2 guys barely got anything against us. I think they got 3 catches between them. So how do you beat such well-stocked teams and experienced coaches? I know you did this regularly at Wichita Falls before you came to Cedar Park as well. What's the recipe? He stared past me for a moment, maybe considering whether he should actually tell somebody how he does this, a magician revealing his tricks and all that. To my great surprise, he decided to do so, and speaking slowly at first began to open up. He says this whole game, it's really all just about matchups. If you can manage your matchups, nothing else really matters. Even if they're better players than you, or faster, or bigger, or whatever. It's a big game, lots of moving parts, 22 men out there at a time, and even highly superior teams will have weak points. Maybe not enough to matter sometimes if the talent gap is very wide, like Texas versus Sam Houston, a game I saw him at that week. But the key to winning is to manage, to schedule, to design your game plan around avoiding the matchups that are in their favor and exploiting the ones that are in yours. When I was a high school player myself, he said, I realized right away two important things. One, I absolutely loved football and wanted it to make my avocation. And two, I wasn't anywhere big enough or good enough to be a player. That meant coaching. That's probably a lot like Major Applewhite was, grooming myself from an early age to coach. I observed my own coaches and others and made lists of things that worked and things that didn't as I observed them do their jobs. One day I heard something that really stuck in my mind. I heard for the first time a saying that all of us have heard one time or another, the one that goes, he can take his and beat yours and then take yours and beat his. That hit me smack in the brain. That's what I wanted to be. That guy, the guy people said that about. Anyway, a lot of years and a lot of mistaken approaches and a lot of mentoring later, I realized that becoming that guy mainly boils down to just one of the dozens of things you got to do as a coach, and that's this: analyzing and managing of your matchups. That's the single most important thing you can do to make your football team beat another one. But there's sort of an art and science to it that's hard to explain. You know, there are a heck of a lot of head coaches out there, even successful ones, that haven't managed to learn this aspect of the game very well. I seem to have developed it. And to tell you the truth, I look for signs of that capability in the offensive and defensive coordinators I hire. I don't give a frap about experience or what level of ball they coach or anything else. When I interview them, if they give certain responses to my questions that touch this factor of football, then I hire them. I can get guys to teach technique or conditioning. That's really the easy part of coaching. And in Texas, you can find 10 guys who can do that stuff just by tacking a note on a bulletin board at a barbecue joint. But this capability to analyze and manage matchups, that's the thing. That's the gold standard. Ron Schrader at Westlake had it. Larry Hill at Smithson Valley has it. Todd Dodge at South Lake Carroll has it. Art Briles at Stephenville has it. If you take some random coach and put him in charge of Stephenville, that's it. It's over. They don't have any gold mine of player talent there. Briles is a master of managing and exploiting matchups. Put the coach from, and I'm just making this up, Alief Elsick there, and Stephenville's a 5-5 team overnight. Put Art Briles at Alief Elsick, and they're the state champs in 3 years. Now, listeners, there's a lot more to this, and I will deliver the real meat of it on next week's show. You ready to go, Coach?
I love a good teaser. That's great. That's great broadcasting.
All right, another trivia question for you, Josh, before we get to the trivia game. This week we've got an afternoon game back at Waller Stadium. How many times has Cedar Park played a daytime football game, and what's our record in those kind of games?
We beat Pflugerville last year.
Yeah, there's one of them.
We beat Manor in the state semifinals in 14.
Yeah, 12.
At Berkelback.
12, yeah. Buckleback.
We completely own Georgetown Stadium, too. Don't get anything twisted. We own everybody's stadium here. So Georgetown, that was a good one. Oh, no. Did you set this up for me to talk about my loss?
No. I'm just asking how many and what's our record.
Okay.
You can just, pull it out and see what it smells like and tell us.
Okay, so that's the deal. We lost to Lake Travis. We beat them for the district championship at their place. They were crying, boo-hoo.
They were
But then
crying.
we played them in the fourth round and lost by 1 point at UT Stadium.
And then they go on win state. We should have won state that year.
Brian Hogan, my QB1, tore his ACL in the second round. I'm just saying.
So how many times we play the daytime?
We have played a total of 8 games in the day, and
what's the record?
We're 6-2.
Prior to this week, there have been 17 day games.
You know, just
Cedar Park history. Program's record in those games pretty good. 11-6. We've won 6 of our last 7 and 3 in a row. Last daytime loss was also a third-round game at Kyle Field against Manville.
I wasn't there.
Yep, that's true. That one wasn't your fault.
That's not me.
All right, trivia time. We're going to play Austin area mascots. You all will play against Josh. We're going to go back and forth, each side trying to guess the mascot of a school whose name I give. You get it right, you get a point. No points if you miss. We'll go about 7 innings and see who wins. So here we go. Yeah, Julia's got the mic. You can be the spokesperson for your team.
Mic test.
Perfect. All right, there's a relatively new version of the mascot game tonight. We played it each of the last 2 years. All right, some of them you might consider easy. We're narrowing it down to schools in the Central Texas area. You've probably heard of them. And, like if I said Leander, you'd know that. So I'm going to try to steer away from the ones that might be a little too easy. All right, you get a point for each one you get right.
All right.
Girls can go first. Also, there's going to be bonus points available. I'm going to ask possibly
yay.
2 questions once we ascertain the school's mascot, whether you get it right or wrong. The questions will be, has Cedar Park ever played them? In football, of course. And if the correct answer to that one is yes, then there'll be another question, have we ever beaten them? So you can earn bonus points that way, too. Even if you don't score by getting the name right, you can perhaps get those bonus points. So here we go. First one is Del Valley. Who is Del Valley? What is their mascot down there east of the airport? Got a kind of a new stadium, new field house built behind it.
No.
Are you saying that?
It's in southeast Austin.
5 seconds. Gotta guess something.
Sure, we're going Knights.
Knights?
Right?
Cardinal.
Oh, dang, she got the bird. You got
Cardinal.
the bird.
So, have we ever played the Del Valley Cardinals?
Sorry.
No.
You're correct. No.
True.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Which means I can't ask the next question, which is have we ever beat them. So the girls do get 1 point. Let me put that up there. Just like that. That's all there is. And we go to the bottom of the first. Josh is at the plate.
Let's do it.
And let's see. One for Josh. Let's see here. How about Lehman down in Kyle? Lehman. Lehman is the spelling of the school.
The Lehman
Lollipops.
No, that's my mom and dad's grandma and grandpa name.
Lolly and Pop.
I'm gonna say the Lehman Lobos.
Lehman Lobos is correct. What? 1-1. Give me that. Have we ever played the Lehman Lobos in football?
No.
No, we have not, so we can't ask the next question. But he scores and leads 2-1 after one complete inning of play. All right, now for the girls. McCallum.
I feel like
I think you should know this.
No, I don't.
McCallum, down in the kind of central part of Austin.
Why do we not know this?
5 seconds.
Wait, what do you want to say? Mine?
Who is?
Panthers.
No, it's the McCallum Knights.
Guys! Why'd y'all tell me to guess? We had it at the time.
Sue Abraham Lincoln, too.
Yeah. You gotta be more vocal with your answers or nobody's
They're making me doubt myself.
Don't doubt
All
yourself,
right.
Christine.
All right, so no point with that, but maybe a bonus point. Have we ever played the McCallum Knights?
Yes, we have.
Have we ever beaten them?
Yes.
Yes, we have. 2 points. 2 points. They actually take the lead 3-2. All right, now Josh is up next. Josh should know this one.
Okay.
Hayes.
Oh.
They played at their stadium 2 weeks ago. The name was all over the place.
So the new name.
No, just their name.
The Hayes Rebels?
Hayes Rebels is correct.
But I don't know if that's PC, Brad.
Oh, well.
I don't know if that's what they're called anymore.
Well, the name was all over the stadium.
Right.
There's probably an effort, a way to strip them of that name, I guess. So, have we ever played the Hayes Rebels?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Have we ever beat them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. 3 points for Josh. He takes the lead 5-3.
We've stuck at the Hayes before.
Top of the third for the girl. All right. How about Crockett down in southwest Austin? Crockett. What are they?
Come on.
That's a friend you should phone.
Yeah, I know. Did you say bear? Brown.
Janie's got a friend that goes there. Can't think.
Kangaroos.
There is a Central
There is.
Texas school of cangaroos, but we won't
But
tell
not
you who
them.
it is.
I will
We won't
give
tell
you.
you who it is.
Bears.
5 seconds.
Cougars.
Crockett. What are they? What are they? 3.
Cougars.
Yeah, that's right. Crockett Cougars. A point for the girls is 5-4. All right, bonus opportunity. Have we ever played the Crockett Cougars in football?
No.
Oh, we have.
Oh man, was that a while ago?
So I can't ask you the other one. It was a playoff game 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh man, I actually did I did guess the Cougars on my own.
That was
Well, that was
impressive.
pretty
As soon as
darn
I heard someone mention it, I was like, oh my gosh.
That came
was
to my mind.
wow.
All right, Josh is up. Gerald up I-35 there. Little 2A school. Gerald. They should be the Tornadoes, right? they should be the Tornadoes. Tornado wiped out the town of Gerald many years ago.
Okay, it's the Jaguars?
That's really close. That's not it. It's also the Cougars. Gerald Cougars.
Oh, I see what you did.
Have we ever played the Gerald Cougars?
Never.
We have.
Oh my gosh!
The first year of varsity play.
Oh my gosh. Back when dinosaurs were roaming the
That's
earth.
right. That's about right. Let's
Come
see the
on.
Gerald Dinosaurs. That would have been good too. All right, for the girls now. Taylor, northeast of town. Taylor.
What? Ducks.
Ducks. They got it. Have we ever played the Taylor Ducks in football?
I feel like we have. Yes, we have.
We have not. But you've tied it. You've tied it at 5-5.
All right.
Yeah, it seems like we should have, right? Now, tied it at 5-5 now. Going to the bottom of the fourth. For Josh, let's see. How about Wimberley, Josh?
My friend goes here.
The Texans.
Wimberley Texans, that's right. Have we ever played the Wimberley Texans?
Negative.
That's correct also.
Yeah.
So we don't get to ask if we beat them though. But he does take the 6-5 lead going into the fifth inning. Top of the fifth for the girls.
All right, guys.
All right, what about Colleen? Who is Colleen?
We've competed against them. What is it?
This is one you should know.
Is this the kangaroo? What is it?
What are you going to offer?
Is it the kangaroo?
5 seconds. 3, 2,
the kangaroo.
It is the kangaroo.
That had to be something.
Have we ever played the Colleen Kangaroos?
I really don't know.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Dang it. Oh my god. Oh man.
We played many teams from Colleen.
Yep, we played all the other Colleen teams. We haven't played the Kangaroos.
We've definitely seen them before.
All right, Josh, let's see. No, I'm not going to give you that one. You're going to get that one easy.
Give me a softball.
Florence.
What?
Up there between Georgetown and
I
Colleen.
don't know that.
The Florence, the home of the Fighting Hendersons.
Is that what they are? No, no. Come on, Brad.
We oldies get that one.
I don't know that.
We oldies get that one. Florence. Up there on that road that goes between Georgetown and Colleen.
Oh, yeah, that's the Billy Goats.
Ooh, that's close. That's not really it, but I appreciate the effort. It's the Florence Buffaloes.
What?
Kind of.
Kind of
close.
Well, just a little.
Not really.
Have we ever played the Florence Buffaloes?
No.
We have not.
Okay,
Point for Josh.
Yeah, you led that off.
He leads 7-6. We got 2 innings to go.
All right,
to
guys.
Donnybrook.
All right, for the girls. Lano.
Ooh, I don't know that one.
The Lions or something? The Lions? I don't know.
Lano. Boy, Lions would. That's nice alliteration there.
I know.
2 L's in Lano
Lano
to go with the 1 L
Llamas.
in Lano. Lano Llamas.
Lano
Even
Llamas.
better.
Anything
It
else?
plays. It plays.
Lano what? No. Lano.
What do you
Are you
think?
saying leopards? No.
Lano Leopards is a good guess.
You want to go with the?
Lano
We'll go Lano Llamas.
Lano Llamas. That's what they should have been. 2 L's and 2 L's. It's actually the Yellow Jackets, though.
Oh, we would never. We
No
would never
points.
have gotten
No
that.
points. No points. All right, Josh is up. Cedar
Have we
Creek.
played them?
Oh yeah, Lano. Have we ever played Lano?
What do y'all think? No.
No's the correct answer. You do get a point out of it. Thank you, Josh. Very, very gentlemanly of you. Because that allows them to tie the
thanks.
game.
I'm
at
a good
7.
sport.
We got that extra point.
Tied up
right.
at 7. Josh, bottom of 6. Cedar Creek.
Yes. Oh.
Different question.
Oh, I had Cypress Creek planned in my brain, but not Cypress. Cedar Creek.
Cedar
Yes.
Creek. But what's their name?
Oh.
I haven't asked that question.
Okay. The Eagles.
Eagles is correct.
Right?
Have we played them?
Yes.
Yes. Have we beaten them?
Oh, yeah.
Like a drum.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Three words in the bottom of 6 for Josh. Wow.
I don't know if we can win.
He leads by 3 now, 10-7.
Oh,
You got to get all 3.
You got to get all 3, and he's got to get a
That could very well happen.
All right, let me see if we can give you an easy one. How about...
You don't have to.
How about... I don't have to.
They're going to be engineers. Come on.
We got to use our problem solving.
Lago Vista.
Oh my God. Dude, I literally just said this.
It's a really cool mascot.
It's the Vikings.
It is the Vikings. There's 1 point. Have we ever played Lago Vista?
They're 3A school.
But that doesn't necessarily...
But I feel like
we had a first
before.
year
Your
where we
park opened
coached
up
small
really
school.
Yes, we have played them before.
We have played them before.
Yes!
Oh, no.
Have we beaten them?
Yeah, we've beaten them.
69-0.
Yeah! Oh, we tied it up!
They tied it up, but Josh took the last at-bat. All right.
I'm the home team.
Let me see. I'll make sure Josh didn't see one. Let's see.
I've been honest the
Yeah,
whole
let
time.
us, come on, we gotta win this.
Okay, all right, here we go. How about Burn It?
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs anyway! 11-10.
I don't know if we've played them.
Good job.
Have we played them?
Huh?
Have we played them?
Oh,
Have we?
Well, I'll ask you.
I'm asking you. I'm just kidding.
I don't think
Okay.
you can do that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Give me the T.
The
I'm not
game's
doing
over because, it's like you don't have to kick the extra point, but
Right.
yeah.
that. So off the record,
Off the record,
we have played them.
we have not played.
Okay, see? You live and you learn.
You live and you learn. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's fun.
All right. Josh with another victory. Josh, you're doing good on the trivia games against our guests.
I have
this
really
year.
just
Won
bought
most of
in
them.
and really tried a lot.
All right. A preview of Katie Paytow.
You're good.
Like I said, I dated a girl named Katie Paytow when I was in high school. This will be the first game ever between Cedar Park and Paytow. We should have played them last year instead of New Braunfels Canyon. Well, maybe. Paytow forfeited their second-round game against Canyon for COVID reasons. Who knows if they would have beaten the Cougars. Paytow was not as good a team last season as they are now, because now they are 11-1 and co-champions of a very good league, District 10 5A. All 3 of those co-champions are still alive, the other 2 being Manville and Fort Bend Hightower, who are knocking heads with each other in another part of town.
So their district almost had a clean sweep.
Almost. If Angleton would have beaten us, they would have. They were Carl Absack's first opponent he ever faced with a team that was not called Cedar Park. Barbers Hill fell to the Panthers in the season opener 41-20. Paytow had an impressive string of 4 consecutive shutouts in the middle of the season over Kempner, Milby, Terry, and something called Houston Wisdom.
Sounds like a blues band.
And that's not the horn section for the Supremes. And get a load of these scores there: 65-0, 56-0, 77-0, 74-0. That's 272-0 over those 4 games.
Yeah.
From the Hendrickson game forward, that's 8 games. We have scored 272 points. Gave up a few more than 0 too.
Uh-oh.
In their 2 previous playoff games, they beat Galveston Ball 55-0. That was 42-0 at halftime. And Manor 58-22. That was 31-10 at halftime. They have an unrelenting offense that scores almost every time they have the ball. On the other hand, they beat Angleton 55-14, and we could have too. Their quarterback, C.J. Dumas, completes 61% of his passes for 19 yards a throw.
Oh, my gosh.
23 touchdowns, only 6 INTs, but the yardage is not prodigious, 1683. Pell, well, he's completed more and thrown for more touchdowns and more yards than that guy. On the ground, they average 258 a game, not a huge number. Junior Dameron Phillips is the workhorse, 1,225 yards and a 7.8 average with 19 touchdowns. They'll also run junior Jacob Brown, who has 809 yards and 11.7 average and 15 more touchdowns. The quarterback, Dumas, doesn't run much. The key receiver is senior Cole Wilson with 660 yards on 31 catches and 10 touchdowns. Not as much as our leading receiver. More touchdowns, though. He's got twice as many receptions as any other Panther receiver, though, but 4 others do have 250 yards or more on the season. 7 different guys have caught touchdown passes.
Whoa.
Their total yardage is not great, 401 yards a game, but that's not because they can't move the ball. They have a defense that all year long has provided them with great field position. They've scored 608 points this year, By comparison, we scored 374.
Ooh.
Their defense, what can you say? 5 shutouts, one of them in the playoffs. They went over a calendar month at one point without allowing a single point. They've given up only 119 points all year. By comparison, we've given up 334. Paytown, by far and away, is the best team we've played since Denton Ryan in last year's state championship game. If we play like we did against Hendrickson, it's going to be a long, bloody night. This is going to be one of those games where we're going to need the football gods to be on our side. We can have 0 mistakes if we want to win this game. No turnovers, no missed tackles, no missed blocks, no costly penalties, no drop passes. And we're going to have to hope the refs don't give Paytown 6 yards and a 5-yard run like we've seen before, that sort of thing. And we have a team that when it gets everything right, though, they can beat anybody they want to, and they're going to have to want this one pretty hard.
Yeah, and it's going to be which Cedar Park team gets off the bus, and
Yep.
we were worried about that with the long bus ride to Waller last week, but the guys came out ready to play some Cedar Park football, and they played a complete game. And so that same defense for the Black Rain is going to have to make incredible stops against this offense. I mean, that's when the defense is on the field, that's when we're going to have to make magic happen, create short fields for the offense, and then special teams is going to be a huge factor for us. Connor Shuddy is, an amazing punter as a sophomore, and he's really done a great job as a special teams player, flipping the field, giving our defense a break and giving them some room to work.
43-yard average last week, I think.
Yeah, he had a great game last week, and he's pinning them deep inside the 20. So it's going to be a complete game at all 3 phases. And the offense, you just got to ride that momentum from the last 2 weeks. They've been putting together drives, making explosive plays. In the first round, had an issue with some drop passes and some missed opportunities on touchdowns. But last week, it just looked like everybody was having fun. And so if we have that same mentality coming into this week, it's Thanksgiving football. It's the Turkey Bowl right now. It's the Turkey Bowl right now. So, it's exciting to keep the family together right now, and everybody wants to be playing December football.
No kidding. We're getting to play Thanksgiving football again for the umpteenth time. That would be a good trivia question for next week. How many times have we played a Thanksgiving weekend football game? It's been quite a few. Very enjoyable experience for everybody involved. Now, guys, if you're listening out there, score lots of points. Give these girls reasons to start jumping up and down a lot.
Yes.
All right. Once again, the Booster Club sponsors Toyota Cedar Park, H-E-B, Rudy's Barbecue, Mungia Real Estate, Army Ant Moving, our touchdown sponsor, T.J. Lewis Real Estate, Alzer's Barbecue, Wofford Bank, and this here, Santa Catarina Mexican Restaurant. That's it for our 13th episode of Timberwolves Night in America for the 2021 season. Timberwolves face Katy Paytown at Waller Stadium, just west of Houston, Friday afternoon at 1. Our pregame show starts at 12:45. I'll have the play-by-play Josh with color and analysis. Well, maybe. We'll see. Probably not. Sousa with technical production and commentary. Thanks to our guests tonight, captains of our national champion, if I haven't mentioned that before, cheer squad, Christine Kim, Janie Jung, and Julia Childress. I've got her name right 16 times in a row now. Next week, we're trying for the volleyballers as our guests. For our QA, Rosie Bagan, for my own personal Chris Collinsworth, Josh Willard. This is Brad Coe signing off. You've been listening to Timberwolves Night in America on the Fight Live Network.